Hey, good evening to you wrestling fans. Welcome to tonight's edition of RWL Championship Wrestling. My name's Don Hickson, and I'm joined tonight by booking agent Myron Schimmelman. We have got a terrific hour of RWL Mad Action on tap. We'd love it if you'd join us for it.
He's not wrong. I mean, look what we got on tap tonight. We're going to have Baron Von Raschke, Jerry the King Lawler, Magnificent Don Morocco, a couple of tag team matches, a ladies match, a whole bunch of stuff.
And we'll be right back with our opening contest. Welcome back, fans. Our opening contest this evening is going to highlight Rick Boogs as he locks it up against the Clawmaster, Baron Von Raschke.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to RWL Championship Wrestling. Our opening match tonight, set for one fall, with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Columbus, Ohio, weighing 234 pounds, here is Rick Boogs.
Well, Myron, I have got to ask, what hand did you have in putting together this particular generational battle of old school versus new school? I'm sure it was some sort of professional curiosity on your part.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. I had no idea which one's going to come up on top. But Rick Boogs, with his, men's record, was looking for something different. And, the Clawmaster happened to be available, and I told Rick, listen, if you could take down Baron Von Raschke, it'd be a very big deal for you. So, he's going along. I'm not saying he can't do it. It's entirely possible.
That is true. Despite having what one might characterize as a hit or miss record, there are actually a couple of hits on Rick Boogs' record books, so an upset win is not exactly out of court.
It's not. Now, we joke around sometimes, Don, about how some people got a snowball's chance in hell of winning. That's not the case here. Rick Boogs is definitely a possibility.
His opponent from Berlin, Germany, weighing 285 pounds, the Clawmaster, Baron Von Raschke.
A tall and ominous figure which has loomed large in the history of professional wrestling, the Clawmaster, Baron Von Raschke, who has basically been around forever, and that brain claw, has won the Baron more than his share of matches over the years. However, the question tonight remains, Myron, what is Baron Von Raschke going to make of Rick Boogs?
Some people say goulash, and that's possible. He could very well make goulash out of Rick Boogs' head with that brain claw. But Rick Boogs has got determination. He's not stupid like those toxic table guys. He's got a brain in there, and he might be able to pull off an upset win. And if he does, that's going to raise his stock big time.
And to the credit of Mr. Boogs, he doesn't seem the least bit intimidated by the Baron or his long history. This is certainly going to be a great opening contest on tonight's edition of RWL Championship Wrestling. We are all set to go. Our participants are in place. The referee about to ring the bell. And there it is. Boogs charges. Back body drop from the Baron. Boogs counters with a shot to the midsection. A hard right. The Baron puts on the brakes, delivers a kick to the gut. Rick Boogs being strangled and headbutted by Baron Von Raschke, who is taking full advantage of his downed opponent. Baron Von Raschke draws a knee into the top of the head of Rick Boogs, followed up with a stomp to the back. Rick Boogs already finding himself in trouble within the first 30 seconds of the match. Baron Von Raschke firmly in control of things at the present. My goodness, look at this. The Baron trying to choke the life out of Rick Boogs here. Makes his way to the top turnbuckle. Here's a big diving crossbody, a cover, and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. But unfortunately, no. Rick Boogs powering out of the pin, but he does not look good. Baron Von Raschke playing it up for the crowd here in Erie tonight. The Baron locks it up with Boogs. Boogs delivers a knee to the gut, a hard right, a kick, and a DDT, dropping the Baron to the canvas. And now the shoe is on the other foot as Rick, whoa! Swing and a miss, and whoa, Baron von Raschke delivers a running kick to Rick Boogs, putting him right back down on the mat again. And now going to work on the lower legs of Rick Boogs. The Baron all the way up on the top again. Another crossbody and another hook of the leg. 1, 2. And just like that, this one is all over. Rick Boogs absolutely owned by the Baron.
The time, 6 minutes and 43 seconds. Your winner, Baron von Raschke.
And so the theory was tested by Myron Schimmelman, and the theory did not work out for poor Rick Boogs, who got absolutely creamed at the hands of the Clawmaster Baron von Raschke. Look at this beautiful crossbody off the top rope that put an end to the match. We'll be right back with our next matchup right after the break. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as RWL Championship Wrestling continues, the first of 2 ladies matches on tap this evening. The first setting Molly Holly against the ladies Northern Champion Babs Beckwith.
Oh boy, the little valley girl that could. This is gonna be fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest set for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Forest Lake, Minnesota, here is Molly Holly.
The story behind this one, Don, is short and to the point. Now, you know Molly Holly's only been back in the Ladies Legends division for just a little while. And she was looking for a really, a showcase sort of match. So I says, why don't I put you up against the Ladies Northern Champion, Babs Beckwith, and let's see how you do. She could certainly use a win. So, let's see how it turns out.
Her opponent from the San Fernando Valley, California, she is the RWL Ladies Northern Champion, Babs Beckwith.
Indeed, the little valley girl that could, Bethany Ann Babs Beckwith, on her way down to the ring to confront Molly Holly in this first-time encounter between the two, and the Ladies Northern Champion, since snagging that title in the tournament last month, has been hot, hot, hot. Indisputably hot, and Babs Beckwith is coming here looking for a win over Molly Holly to keep her hot streak going.
And she could do it. But again, Molly Holly, with a lot more experience than Babs, can't say for sure how it's going to turn out.
While it's certainly not Babs Beckwith's first major challenge against a major star, let's face it, Molly Holly, with all the experience here, as referee Tom Kanamura sounds the bell, the ladies come center ring. Babs, off the middle rope, flying punch takes Molly Holly down to the mat, and quickly going for a cover here. 1. Just a 1. According to Tom Kanamura, Babs goes right in. Raining right hands on the head of Molly Holly, follows it up with a subsequent stomp to the midsection. Rounds her up by her wrist. There's a knee right to the head of Molly Holly. Quickly back up, but Babs Beckwith right behind her. Sets it up the Russian leg sweep. And look at this, right over her into a series of more right hands to Molly Holly. Babs with a kick to the side of the head. Molly, whip to the far left corner, catches a splash, catches an elbow, and is pitched out towards center. Babs misses with the flip over neck with Molly Holly. Connects with a drop kick. And the shoe may now be on the other foot. Spinning neckbreaker from Molly Holly to Babs Beckwith. Babs slammed right back down to the canvas by Molly Holly. Molly gets a hold of Babs. Hard Irish whip to the ropes. Here we... Whoa! That was beautifully executed by Molly Holly. Another low drop kick, keeping Babs off her vertical base. Babs whipped right into Tom Kanamura. Molly Holly sets it up. Nice gut wrench suplex. Babs Beckwith in trouble now as Molly Holly works on the head and neck area, twisting for all she is absolutely worth. Slams Babs' head to the canvas again, now into an armbar. Molly Holly with the advantage on her side right now. Babs laid out near center. all the way up, all the way down. A beautifully executed crossbody with a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. But nope, Babs Beckwith kicking out of the pin. And I do believe Molly Holly is a little bit frustrated here. Clubbing overhead right to the back of Babs Beckwith and a series. Oh, just a series of vicious punches to the back of Babs Beckwith. Babs makes her way back to a standing position, counters Molly Holly with an elbow, rebounds off the middle rope, a flying kick right to the face. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg again. 1, 2. The second near fall for Babs Beckwith over Molly Holly, and this match is shaping up. Oh, look at this. Wrist clutch stomps to the chest from Babs Beckwith as Molly Holly begins to lose control of things here. There's another stomp to the midsection from Babs Beckwith. Babs delivers a stomp to the arm of Molly Holly. And does it again. Molly Holly now on the receiving end of the bad business as Babs whips her to the rope. Hard shot to the midsection. Beckwith goes behind on Molly Holly. Whoa! What a forearm. Babs Beckwith warming up as if for a piano solo here. Here's a charge. There's a shoulder and out to the floor goes Molly Holly. The ladies' Northern champion in control of things at the present time. Molly Holly rolled back inside the ring by Babs Beckwith. Beckwith rolls in herself, clubbing overhand right to the head of Molly Holly. Rebound off the rope. Another flying punch takes her down to the canvas. Here's another cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2, 3. This one is all over. Babs Beckwith defeats Molly Holly by pinfall. Let's go get the time.
The time, 4 minutes and 42 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, Babs Beckwith.
Every time I see her, Don, I get a little bit more impressed with Babs Beckwith. That was an incredible win.
Most certainly it was, Myron. Babs Beckwith impressive in this performance against Molly Holly, defeating her by pinfall in this non-title matchup. And we'll be back with our next match right after this. All right, moving onward and upward tonight on Championship Wrestling, a tag team contest. It's going to be Chris Wilde and Jeff Fortune, the team of Wild Fortune, facing Wanton Jay and Vicious Ace, the Vandal Brothers.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following tag team contest is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, at a combined weight of 442 pounds. First, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Chris Wilde, and from Loch Lomond, Virginia, Jeff Fortune. Together they are Wild Fortune.
All right, a rematch this evening between Wild Fortune and the Vandal Brothers. Mr. Schimmelman, please enlighten us some more.
Well, things was very different back then, Don. It was 9 months ago, and you'll remember, Chris and Jeff, they were the Rage Television Tag Team Champions then, before Wilcox and Hollywood came along. MJ Ferrantino's got no beef with them, the Vandal Brothers have no beef with them, but they won another match, and so here we are tonight.
Well, the Vandals won the previous match, so why?
Their opponents, accompanied by Matthew James Ferrantino, from Vandalsburg, Pennsylvania, at a combined weight of 666 pounds, the team of Wanton Jay and Vicious Ace Vandal, the Vandal Brothers.
I really couldn't say why specifically, Don. MJ Ferrantino, he's what they call mercurial. I can't figure him out. But for some reason, he felt that the Vandal Brothers needed another go against Wild Fortune. And I saw no reason to, say no, so here we are.
I can't understand why he would want that. I mean, after all, if the Vandals won the last match 9 months ago, he's certainly not going to expect anything to be any different tonight. The Vandal Brothers, Jay and Ace, outsize, outweigh, and outpower Wild Fortune by a pretty significant margin.
Yeah, but don't forget, Chris and Jeff have been real successful lately. That last match they had against the Coffee Brothers, nobody expected them to win that, but they did. Who can say? They'll probably split 1-1 tonight.
I'd imagine that would be the best Chris Wilde and Jeff Fortune could hope for, is to split 1-1 with the Vandal Brothers. Although with their size and strength and power, the face-painted face breakers are definitely the heavy favorites to win this rematch. In any case, should be an interesting matchup with Chris Wilde and Wanton J. Vandal starting the match for their respective teams. Just about ready to get underway here. Tom Kanamura sounds the bell. Chris Wilde with a couple of hard rights and a clothesline that fails to take J. Vandal down. There's a kick, a right, a left. Followed up with a series of knees to the midsection that takes Chris Wilde down to the mat. Chris rounded up again by Wanton J. Vandal. A series of short kicks to the head of Chris Wilde. He tags out, turns it over to Vicious Ace Vandal. Rebounds off the rope, misses his move. Chris Wilde goes behind, quickly countered by Ace Vandal, who shoves him away effortlessly. Shoves him away a second time. A hard right that sent Ace Vandal several feet. Both men missing their move on that one. A knee, a cheap shot. Chris Wilde with a right, another, and a third, and a fourth backing up. Ace Vandal quickly taking him down with a clothesline. Chris Wilde tags out, turns it over to Jeff Fortune. Ace Vandal back to a standing position. But Jeff Fortune pitches him up against the ropes, quickly countered with an elbow by Ace Vandal. Ace with a series of kicks to the head of Jeff Fortune this time. And this is not looking good for Jeff Fortune, as Ace Vandal starts to really put on the pressure here. Twisting both arms on Jeff Fortune. Follows it up with a pair of knees to the back. And Jeff Fortune counters with a kick, gets back up to a standing position here. Ace Vandal trying to crawl his way to the corner, and he makes it. Here comes Wanton J. Vandal again. Locks that up with Jeff Fortune. Hard whip to the ropes. A duck under from J. Vandal, and a hard shot to the gut to Jeff Fortune. Oh, what a forearm. Jeff Fortune quickly making a tag, turning it over to Chris Wilde. J. Vandal taken down with a clothesline by Chris. They lock up. J. Vandal whip to the corner, and a beautiful monkey toss from Chris Wilde. Going for a cover here. 1, 2. No dice. Wanton J. Vandal powering out. Chris Wilde locks him up. Clubbing overhand right gets him down to one knee at least. Chris Wilde whips him to the ropes. Oh! Walked into a brick wall on that one. Wanton J. Vandal was immovable. Whoa, accidental cheap shot, stunning his brother from Ace Vandal, but a hard right takes Chris Wilde down to the canvas. MJ Ferrantino looking on as Chris Wilde is whipped to the ropes. Another hard punch to the midsection to Chris Wilde. Wanton J. Vandal with a wrist clutch clothesline and an attempt at a cover 1. But only a 1, says referee Tom Kanamura. They lock up again. A kick right to the head of Chris Wilde. Wanton J. Vandal strategically picking up exactly where his brother Ace left off and working on the arms of their opponent. J. Vandal twisting those arms, and boom, another pair of knees to the lower back. This time to Chris Wilde, a stomp to the midsection. A series of short staccato kicks followed up with a hard forearm. And so far, the advantage has been to the Vandal brothers. Chris whipped to the Vandal's corner. Catches a series of knees from Wanton J. Vandal. J. Vandal follows up with a couple of kicks, putting all of that 333 pounds into those boots, and boom, a pair of knees right across the chest of Chris Wilde. Chris Wilde desperately makes the tag over to Jeff Fortune. Wanton J takes him down with a clothesline. Rounds up Chris Wilde again. He's not through. There's a wrist clutch kick to the face to Chris. A rebound off the ropes. Misses with the flying punch to Jeff Fortune. Jeff makes him pay with a knee to the head. Out to the floor rolls Wanton J. Vandal. Jeff Fortune, changing his mind about a high-risk maneuver, decides to go after Ace instead. tags him with a couple of rights. A knee right to the head from Wanton J. Vandal. Jeff Fortune cashes in a series of running forearms, counters with a kick to the midsection, locks up Wanton J. Vandal, pitches him into the corner. And now playing a game of tug of war with the arm of Wanton J. Vandal. Hard shot to the midsection. Jeff hangs up Ace Vandal off the top rope and he's gone. And goes right back to work on the arm of Wanton J. Vandal. Both these teams are very strategic in their moves. An elbow to the head, a hard right to Jeff Fortune. Up over the shoulders goes Jeff. GTS knee to the skull. This could be the end right here. 1, 2. But again, only a 2 count. Chris Wilde making the save, but only at the last minute. Wanton J. Vandal goes after him. And here we go. A series of brutal 10-count punches administered by Wanton J. Vandal to Chris Wilde. And down he goes, out onto the floor as Jeff Fortune, the legal man in the ring, makes his way. A drop kick that doesn't take J. Vandal down. Jay, with a hard Irish whip to Jeff Fortune, rounds him up for a bear hug, but no good. Jeff Fortune, one step ahead, breaks it up with a series of right hands, whips Jay to the corner, a clothesline, takes J. Vandal down, and look at this. Wild Fortune starting to turn things around here for themselves. As J. Vandal tags in Ace. Vicious Ace Vandal misses with the running kick. Jeff Fortune misses with his move respectively. Here we go all the way up, another knee to the head to Jeff Fortune. A pummeling series of right hands, a stomp to the midsection from Ace Vandal. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2, 3, and just like that, this one is all over. The Vandal brothers picking up the win.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time, 6 minutes and 36 seconds. Your winners by pinfall, Wanton J and Vicious Ace Vandal, the Vandal brothers.
Well, full marks to Chris Wilde and Jeff Fortune for a valiant effort, but it simply was not going to be enough against the combined power of the Vandal brothers. As you can see here in the replay, as Ace Vandal absolutely dominates Jeff Fortune, and there's that knee right to the skull that put his lights out. And that was just about it. A couple of more hard left hands, and Ace Vandal went for the pin. Coming up, more ladies action when we return. Alright fans, we've got one more ladies match coming down the pike, and it's going to be Taylor Holly Combs of Les Femmes Fatales, set to go one-on-one against the Yankee Rose, Miss Georgia Washington. Well, this is going to be good.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following ladies match set for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first, representing Les Femmes Fatales and accompanied by Ladies Tag Trio Champion Jet Williams from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, here is THC Taylor Holly Combs.
Well, this one you could characterize as a rivalry. This will be the 4th encounter between THC and the Yankee Rose, and it's clear these two do not get along at all. None of the Femmes Fatales appreciate Georgia Washington, especially Dynamite Jeannie Parker. Jeannie Parker can't stand Georgia Washington, so by extension, Jet Williams, Mimi Emerson, and Taylor Holly Combs all can't stand Georgia Washington, along with a lot of the fans, by the way. Well, if you fans have seen the I Hate Georgia Washington signs in the stands, you can see that Myron's not wrong about Georgia Washington's popularity or lack thereof. Trust me, she's about as popular as a hooker with a social disease at a frat party. Oh, Myron, sometimes you really can go just too far.
Don, what did I say that's wrong? It's true. Nobody can stand Georgia Washington.
I understand that, Myron, but I'm afraid it's all in your delivery. In any case, Taylor Holly Combs has split a number of wins and losses with the Yankee Rose Miss Georgia Washington, but she's going for a win tonight, and that's for sure.
And I hope she gets it. Quite frankly, I don't think anyone wants to see Georgia Washington pick up a win.
A Pennsylvania. She is the Yankee Rose, Miss Georgia Washington.
Oh boy, Don, here we go.
It has been said that if RWL's ladies division does indeed have its own version of Mercedes Moné, it would have to be the Yankee Rose Miss Georgia Washington.
And she ain't even got 10 belts she can show for it neither.
Well, that notwithstanding, Myron, Georgia Washington certainly perceives herself to be God's gift to the RWL women's division. Although I've got to admit, she's done pretty well since she split off from Kurt Angle. But just the same, the fans have spoken, and the Yankee Rose, well, about as popular as, well, as you said. I'm not going to say it again.
You mean the hooker with the social disease at a frat party?
Myron, will you stop it? My God. You are incorrigible.
Don, sometimes the truth hurts, but the truth can also be very funny.
And sometimes you can be very funny, Myron.
Why, thank you.
And so the Keystone State rivalry between Philadelphia and Pittsburgh continues tonight between THC and the Yankee Rose. Let's see how this one turns out. Referee Tom Kanamura sounds the bell and off we go. Taylor Hollycomb's caught from behind by the Yankee Rose. Georgia Washington sets Taylor up against the ropes. A hard right hand. Georgia Washington drapes her between the ropes. Surfboard stretch. And the ropes make it that much worse. Down goes THC. The Yankee Rose locks up Taylor Hollycombs. Has her up over the shoulder. Fireman's carry. Taylor Hollycombs in small package slam right there. The Yankee Rose makes her way to the top turnbuckle. Taylor Hollycombs catches a moonsault from Georgia Washington. A cover and a hook up the leg. 1, 2. A near fall within the first minute. That will tell you how intense the rivalry is between them. Look at this. Handstand knees to the midsection to Taylor Hollycombs. Georgia Washington with a kick to the midsection. Goes behind, bending Taylor Hollycombs like a bow with a reverse dragon sweeper. Taylor Hollycombs with a couple of shots to the head of Georgia Washington disengages her. The Yankee Rose momentarily stunned. Taylor Hollycombs rebounds off the ropes. Here's a whirligig. Taylor Hollycombs taking the Yankee Rose for a bit of a ride there. Taylor Hollycombs goes behind. Whoa! Hard forearm. Takes Georgia down. There's a stomp to the leg. Taylor Hollycombs rallying the fans here in Erie as this Philly native rounds up the Pittsburgh native. Gets a hold of her. Whoa! Pitches her by her pretty gold locks across the ring. Taylor Hollycombs with a basement dropkick that doesn't connect. The Yankee Rose, Georgia Washington rolling out of the way just in time. Basement dropkick fails to connect for her as well. Rebound off the ropes. Taylor Hollycombs with the ankles and another whirligig for Georgia Washington. Look at this. Whoa! Nice little senton from Taylor Hollycombs. Taylor all the way up on the top left turnbuckle. Oh, she's waiting for it. She can't wait to let fly. Here it goes. Cross body takes the Yankee Rose down to the mat again. Another stomp to the midsection. Taylor Hollycombs firing on all cylinders at this juncture. Georgia Washington catches a forearm. Another, a hard right. And a right that slaps her down to the mat. Georgia Washington catches a kick to the leg from Taylor Hollycombs. Taylor turns her over, delivers another kick to the leg of the Yankee Rose. Georgia out on the apron using the ropes to get herself back to a standing position here. A hard right hand from Taylor Hollycombs followed up with another, but Georgia Washington counters, makes her way back inside the ring. Taylor Hollycombs gets a hold of her, sets her up against the ropes again. Countered with an elbow by Georgia Washington. Georgia with the hard Irish whip to Taylor Hollycombs. Wraps her up around and whoa! What a nice neck breaker from Georgia. Taylor Hollycombs counters with a hard right. A shoulder tackle takes Georgia to the mat. Here's another cover. 1, 2. Another near fall. In this pretty intense matchup between these two rivals, Taylor Hollycombs with a moonsault off the middle rope. Another pin attempt. 1, 2. And another near fall. as Georgia Washington kicks out of the pin. Georgia rounded up by THC, whipped into the far left corner on a shoulder, and here we go, marching her way halfway across the ring like a clockwork soldier, and here she comes. Boom! Whoa! An elbow right to the head of the Yankee Rose. Taylor Holly Combs covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3 on this one is all over. Taylor Holly Combs wins by pinfall. Although I expected this match to run a little bit longer.
The time, 3 minutes and 58 seconds. Your winner, Taylor Holly Combs.
It was a short match, and it was explosive, but hey, they sure delivered the goods. But in the end, it winds up being Taylor Holly Combs picking up the 3-count pinfall over Georgia Washington, much to the delight of the fans here in Erie.
And so by extension, racking up another win for Le Femme Fatale, as Georgia Washington puts in an effort, but not good enough against Taylor Holly Combs. And I love this move right here. The way she just marches across the ring, and boom, there was that elbow right to the midsection, and a hard one. It sure put out Georgia Washington's lights. Ladies and gentlemen, when we return, Jerry the King Lawler in singles competition right after this.
Every October for a decade it has come, rapidly infecting the blood of its victims, affecting the hearts and minds of those it touches, an all-consuming obsession to be part of a collective whole. This October it returns again as it has for 10 years. RWL Halloween Brawl starts October 27th right here on the RWL YouTube channel.
Coming up next, more singles competition. This time it's going to be Mark Coffey of the Coffey Brothers set to go one-on-one against the one and only Jerry the King Lawler.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest set for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Glasgow, Scotland, weighing 235 pounds, here is Mark Coffey.
Okay, so far we've seen Mark Coffey in a single and in a tag team match with his brother Joe. Tonight it's another single against Jerry Lawler. What do you make of it, Don?
I think the Coffey Brothers, not being entirely too dissimilar, are actually very skilled and competent wrestlers. But at the same time, Jerry the King Lawler has been involved in tag team competition with Harley Race for so long, one wonders if he's still got it as far. Oh my God, look at the eyes. The dark, soulless eyes of Mark Coffey. That is a disturbing stare.
Hey, that's not the face of a Boy Scout, Don. Whoa, definitely a little bit on the disturbing side.
His opponent from Memphis, Tennessee, weighing 240 pounds, Jerry the King Lawler.
Well, sir, there may be a No King's Day coming up this weekend, but don't tell Jerry Lawler, because he don't care.
You know, Don, if it was anybody else, I'd be asking myself the same question. Different person in a different tag team with a different partner, together for all that time, holding the tag team titles, and now back into single action. Harley Race did not look bad in his single match recently, so I don't think Jerry the King Lawler is going to have too much of a problem with Joe Coffey.
Jerry the King Lawler, of course, a mainstay in the world of professional wrestling. He's been everywhere, done everything, and competed against just about everyone. Jerry the King Lawler with a little bit of levity with the crowd in the front row as he makes his way into the ring, ready to face Mark Coffey in this matchup.
Whenever I talk about Jerry Lawler, everyone always talks about the feud with Andy Kaufman. Not my favorite match. My favorite match was him and Kerry Von Erich in that unification match at Super Clash.
A classic match to be sure, despite its unclear ending. Well, Martin, it's been some time since we've seen Jerry the King Lawler in single competition. Let's see how he fares against Mark Coffey. Referee Tom Kanamura sounds the bell. The men come center ring. A hard right and a left from Coffey, and a knee to the head of Jerry the King Lawler. Followed up with a stomp to the midsection. Mark Coffey drops the leg on the arm of the King. Lawler back to a standing position here. Coffey trying for a bear hug here. Jerry Lawler with a double ear clap disengages him. Charging clothesline. Takes Coffey down to the canvas. Lawler whips him over the top rope out onto the floor. The King being held back by referee Tom Kanamura. But I don't think that's going to hold very long. Lawler already on the outside. Mark Coffey locks him up, drives him into the barricade. Coffey turns him over, drives a knee into the head of Lawler. Makes his own way back inside the ring. The King quietening the crowd here, indicating that everything's all right. A chop, a second, a kick to the midsection, and a clubbing overhand right takes Lawler down to one knee. The King catches another right and a clothesline from Mark Coffey. Followed up with another stomp and another driving knee into the head of Lawler. Coffey goes for a pin. 1, 2. Lawler kicking out of that one, but a near fall just the same for Mark Coffey. Mark Coffey misses with the rolling elbow. Lawler back up to a standing position just in time. Hard right hand takes Coffey down to the mat. The King moves in, slams his head down to the canvas. And Jerry the King Lawler rallying the crowd here in Erie. A running kick to the face. Lawler misses with the rolling elbow. Coffey locks him up. Hard Irish whip to the ropes. And a beautiful hip toss from Mark Coffey. Coffey rounds him up, taken down by Jerry the King Lawler very quickly, and Lawler beating Mark Coffey's head against the mat. Lawler with that well-timed fist drop. A hard shot to the side of the head of Mark Coffey. Jerry the King Lawler with a kick to the leg. Turns Mark Coffey over. Drives another knee into the leg, and again and again and again repetitively working on that leg of Mark Coffey. A rolling elbow finds the mark this time, and it looks like Jerry Lawler might be going air. Could be the fist drop coming, but whoa, no, never mind. It was a knee right across the head from the top turnbuckle. Mark Coffey charges, running bulldog, slams Lawler's face into the canvas. A clubbing overhand right. Mark Coffey gets a hold of the singlet, boom, vertical suplex to Jerry the King Lawler, who rolls outside for a quick reset. Gets himself back inside. Coffey locks him up, hard whip to the ropes. And an elbow takes Lawler down. Mark Coffey beating the head of Jerry the King Lawler against the canvas. And Jerry the King Lawler counters with an elbow quickly back up to his feet. A Lute does press in a series of hard right hands to the head of Mark Coffey. Lawler covers, hooks the leg. Look at this, an illegal pin. Tom Kanamura says, "Oh no, you don't, mister." Lawler smashes Mark Coffey's head into the turnbuckle after the failed illegal pin attempt. Jerry the King Lawler, what's he got in mind here? Oh, a gouge of the face, a vicious gouge of the face. Slams Coffey's head down to the canvas. Lawler quickly goes for the pin. 1, 2. And that is going to do it. Jerry the King Lawler picking up the 3-count pinfall over Mark Coffey.
The time, 4 minutes and 8 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, Jerry the King Lawler.
So look at that. Jerry the King Lawler hasn't forgotten how to compete in single action after all. He's a little busted up, sure, but he did pick up the win.
He most certainly did, Myron. Jerry the King Lawler taking firm control of this match away from Mark Coffey at the end and going for that 3-count pinfall. We'll be right back with our main event right after the break. And tonight's main event, Karrion Kross has been gone for a few weeks for a brief reset, but he's back tonight. And all set to go in our main event tonight against the magnificent Don Morocco.
So it's another case of old school versus new school.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's main event set for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by Scarlett Bordeaux from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing 234 pounds. Here is Karrion Kross.
Karrion Kross in tonight's main event against Don Muraco. We have not seen neither Karrion Kross nor Scarlett Bordeaux since their previous encounters with both Mad Dog Mark McKay and Miss Morse X, which led to a very rare mixed tag team matchup, something we do not see too often around here.
That's true. But for now, let's focus on Muraco and Karrion Kross. Something you might like to know down that's kind of interesting. When I'm in the office making these deals, sometimes it's okay to have both participants in the office with you while you're hammering things out. But not in this case. Karrion Kross, a little bit too young, a little bit too arrogant, a little bit too full of piss and vinegar, to be honest. And Don Muraco, well, you already know. Muraco's a bit fatakni.
I'm not sure what that means.
It means he's crazy. It means he's a sugar. Anyway, Muraco's like, this kid can't hold my jockstrap. Karrion Kross is like, Muraco's a fossil, I'm going to tear him apart. I guess we'll just have to wait and see who's right and who's wrong on this one.
Oh, certainly some flaring tempers involved in the negotiations on this match, huh?
You got it.
Well, I'm sure that's going to lead to a fairly intense main event.
That's what I'm hoping for.
And it certainly sounds to me like Karrion Kross is not interested in making a whole lot of friends around here.
I don't suppose he is, no.
His opponent, accompanied by the Grand Wizard of Wrestling from Sunset Beach, Hawaii, weighing 275 pounds, the magnificent Don Muraco.
And here is another individual who is not concerned with making friends. The magnificent Don Muraco of Sunset Beach, Hawaii. Definitely a legend of long years standing. Been all over the territories back in the day. And a former Mid-Atlantic champion in RWL. That is before Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff came along and relieved him of the title.
Yeah, trust me, Muraco says he's not done with Orndorff yet.
And so it is, Myron, another generational battle in tonight's main event. Let's see what a few weeks away has done for Karrion Kross. Referee Charles Lucero sounds the bell. Muraco, with an elbow, takes Karrion Kross down. Karrion Kross responds with a rising knee, misses with the stomp. Muraco locks him up. The magnificent one with a scoop slam. Don Muraco catches an elbow. Karrion Kross takes him down to the mat. Kross follows up with a stomp to the midsection. Muraco rolls out to the outside, still in a standing position. Karrion Kross with a shoulder off the top turnbuckle, a death-defying move to be sure. A set of wrist clutch kicks to the side of the head of Don Muraco. Karrion Kross catches a kick to the midsection. Counters with a knee to the midsection. A hard right spins Muraco around. Kross goes behind and slams him to the floor. Muraco rolled back inside the ring by Karrion Kross. Kross taking the long way around. Scarlett Bordeaux looking on as Karrion Kross delivers a series of shots right to the head of Don Muraco. The Grand Wizard of Wrestling has not yet interceded, but he may very well do so. A right from Muraco. Kross locked up, whip to the corner. Don Muraco with a big splash. Takes Kross down. Whoa! A high-angled knee into the lower back of Karrion Kross. Muraco waiting for Karrion Kross to stand up. Here we go. Double axe handle right across the head of Karrion Kross. Kross slams Muraco face first to the canvas. And now Kross stamping on the hands and fingers of Don Muraco. Muraco counters with a kick, gets himself right back up. A clothesline from Kross puts him right back down. Again, Cross slams his head to the canvas. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. One, but barely just a one. Don Morocco tries to stand himself up. Karrion Kross right there with a DDT. Morocco rolls to the outside. Don Morocco catches a knee to the midsection. Karrion Kross has him up over the shoulder. Drops him head first into the top turnbuckle. Morocco caught up again. Pretty nice side suplex from Karrion Kross. Now a series of hard right hands to the head of the Magnificent One. Morocco rounded up again. Kross has him up. What a fly swatter. And again, Kross going for the pin. 1, 2. But no. Don Morocco still not willing to give up here as he takes another set of shots to the side of the head from Karrion Kross. Kross misses with the overhand right. Gets a hold of Morocco and suplexes him again. And so far, Karrion Kross has been pretty dominant in this matchup. A right, a chop, and a clothesline. Takes Morocco down. He's favoring that neck. And once more, Karrion Kross with hard right hands to the side of the head of Don Morocco. Kross moves in again. And the attack is absolutely relentless. Another set of hard punches to the head of Don Morocco. Kross rounds him up. Side suplex by Karrion Kross. Another pin attempt here. 1, 2. But no. Don Morocco kicking out of the pin at 2. This could be bad. Karrion Kross stalking Don Morocco, perhaps smelling blood in the water here. Misses with the grapple. Tries it again. All the way. Whoa, gut wrench powerbomb. A move we do not see all too often. Kross again. Stalking Don Morocco. Misses with the grapple one more time, but catches him with a clothesline. Morocco trying his best, but Karrion Kross absolutely relentless. Morocco counters with a couple of rights and a clothesline. Here comes Kross, swing and a miss. Rebound off the ropes, back body drop. Don Morocco turning things around here. Spinebuster to Karrion Kross. Obviously turning things around as Scarlett Bordeaux. Clearly not appreciating what she sees and telling Don Morocco all about it. Morocco returns to his work. Gathers up Karrion Kross. Uh-oh, here we go. It's the pile driver. And he caught all of it. Here's a cover. And Scarlett Bordeaux immediately coming to the rescue of Karrion Kross. And look at this. The referee could have counted to 6 by now. Karrion Kross is out. That pile driver connected with some degree. Morocco's mad. Uh-oh. He is going to make Karrion Kross pay. Kross counters. Delivers a kick to the midsection. A DDT from Karrion Kross to Don Morocco. Morocco catches a right that spins him around. Kross catches an elbow from Don Morocco. Morocco again quickly taken down, and look at this, into an ankle lock. A possible submission here. The referee checking it out. But Morocco looks like he's going to power out a kick right to the side of the head of Karrion Kross, and a shoulder tackle. Taking Kross down, followed up with a stomp to the midsection. Karrion Kross suddenly losing the momentum here to the hands of Don Morocco. And what a match it's been so far. The Magnificent One moves in on Karrion Kross. Changes his mind. He's going to go all the way topside here. And he's about to fly. The Magnificent One with a shoulder off the top turnbuckle of Karrion Kross. Here's a cover and a hook on the leg. 1, 2. But again, only a 2. Morocco starting to become extremely frustrated. He rolls to the outside. Karrion Kross also on the outside, and here comes Morocco. Whoa, a flying clothesline. Karrion Kross on one knee here. Counters with a shot into the midsection of Don Morocco. Morocco counter shoves him away. A hard right to Karrion Kross. Another and a third. Oh, look at this. A retaliatory forearm. Morocco counters with a kick. Kross rolled back inside the ring. And so far, this match, no real stuff. A lot of near falls, but nothing really near a winner or submission. Morocco backs him up, has him up over the shoulders. Morocco came awfully close with that pile driver, but Scarlet Bordeaux ruined his plans. A blatant choke by Karrion Kross on Don Morocco. The referee trying to call him off. Kross pretending he'd done nothing wrong. Morocco rolls to the outside. And he's got to be really mad that Scarlet Bordeaux ruined what would have been the end of the match for him. Kross with a suplex, a pump handle suplex on Don Morocco. On the outside with the referee counting. Morocco taken down to the floor and again into another ankle lock. He won't get a submission that way, but he's certainly trying to wear Don Morocco out. Morocco fights back, delivers another kick to the head of Karrion Kross and another shoulder tackle. Oh, this match is starting to run out of time. We may get ourselves a time limit draw. Kross rolled back inside the ring by Don Morocco. Morocco has him up in a bear hug, Karrion Kross. With no ropes to get to, the referee checking things out here. Morocco squeezing for all he's worth. Karrion Kross fighting to escape that hold. A double ear clap finally does the trick. A clothesline drops Morocco to the canvas again. And with only just about a minute left to go here, look at this, Scarlet Bordeaux introducing a chair into the ring. Don Morocco completely ignores it, charges, running splash. Down goes Karrion Kross. Morocco rolls him over, covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3 on. This one is all over. Magnificent Don Morocco defeating Karrion Kross by pinfall.
The time, 9 minutes and 13 seconds. Your winner, Don Morocco.
Now that, Don, was a main event. With just about 45 seconds to go, talk about the buzzer beaters, huh?
Most certainly, Don Morocco, very impressive in this one, snatching it away from Karrion Kross when it looked like he might have had the win.
That's exactly how it looked to me. As you see right here in the replay, even Scarlet Bordeaux's chair didn't do any good. Once Morocco got going, got a good head of steam up, there's that splash. It was all over for Karrion Kross.
And that is going to do it for this week's edition of RWL Championship Wrestling. As always, we thank all of you, each and every one of you, for being part of it and for supporting RWL. We will return Saturday night, October the 18th, with RWL Snarl as usual, with Hangman Tex Lynch, Wally Cardell, and Johnny Bianco. On behalf of Myron Schimmelman and myself, Don Hickson, thank you, good night, and we'll see you next time at ringside. Good night, everybody.